Hello Prime Coders, welcome back to Prime Coding channel. I am Aditya Mishra and in today's video, I will be solving Infosys pseudocode practice question. Yes, many of the questions do occurred in Infosys System Engineer online assessment, and taking count, I have find out more question for you which is totally unique and more to learn. Okay, so this is the top 30 MCQ question of pseudocodes. So let's begin our journey with the very first question, which is consider the following recursive operations. Okay, so you need to consider the following recursive operation used in an Infosys assessment. Okay, and what will be the output for the input values of x equivalent to 4 and y equivalent to 3. So we know that we have x equivalent to 3 with us, our x value is equivalent to 4 and our y value is equivalent to 3. So my y equals 0 will return me 0. The first condition is that, and the another condition is if my y mod 2 is equal to 0, then it is. So y mod 2 we can figure it out, it is the even condition, and we need to calculate at that time. We need to add x plus x, y by 2. Okay, got it. So return calculate sum x plus x by y by 2 plus 1. So this is the total thing asked by the question. Now, how we can proceed? As many of the question here would be the recursive question, so that you will be able to grasp how to approach this kind of questions, isn't it? So let's begin. So on the very first, I can see my y is equal to 3. So yes, the first case won't work. My y is also not even, so second case won't work. Now I will be calling up with the new value, set of new values, isn't it? So x plus x will become 8 and y by 2 will become 1. How? Because we know that 3 by 2 would be something in the decimal, but in when you're solving pseudocode, you need to take the floor value, which means 1.5 will become 1. So it becomes 1. And what is the current value of x now? Current value of x is 4. Now, new function has been called from here. Okay, so my f of 8 comma 1, where my 1 is the y value and 8 is my x value till now. I hope you got it. Now I will see my y is equivalent to 0. No. Is my y mod 2? No. 1 mod 2 is equivalent to 1, which will not execute this if condition. Now again, I will go into this particular case where 8 plus 8, or where 8 plus 8 would be 16, new function call with y by 2. So now if you do 1 divided by 2, you will get 0.5. But as I told you, need to consider the floor value. So it would be 0 plus what is the current value we have of x? Current value is x. So now it again called a new function with 16 comma 0. Now I can find that my y equivalent to 0 now, isn't it? So it will return 0 back. So this function has 0, so it will come here. So my 0 plus 8 will become 8. Now again 8 will be returned to this function, and this function has been called by here. So 8 will come here. So 8 plus 4 will give me 12. Now let's begin to the second problem. In Infosys coding round, the following function was given. What would be its output for parameter a equivalent to 3 and b equivalent to 4? So we have a equivalent to 3 and we have b equivalent to 4. And let's see if my b equals to 1, which means this. So is this will work? No, here it will not work. Then I just need to recall function with a new sets of value. So right now what I have, we have 3 plus, let's recursive compute called as f. It would be convenient to write. So 3 by, we have 4. So 4 minus 1 will get it as 3. So again a new function call has been called out with f of 3 comma 3, isn't it? Now again I will check, is my 3, because this is a and this is b, is my 3 is equivalent to 1? No, it is not. Then again a new set of value has been called. So 3 plus recursive compute, which is denoted by f by now, and 3 by, we have 2. 3 minus 1 would be 2. So again a new recursive call, f of 3 by 2. Now again my b is still not equivalent to 1. So again a new recursive call would be happened, which means that 3 plus f of 3 by 1, isn't it? So I hope this would be my last recursive call, which would be f of 3 comma 1, where my a value is this, my b value is this, and I can see at this particular condition my b is equivalent to 1, and yes, we need to return A. So what is A here? So 3. So I will return A here. So f of 3 will have answer as 3 here. Okay. So it will become what? It will become what? It earlier it was A plus an f of 3 comma 1 came up with 3. So it will 6. Now 6 will be returned back to this particular function. So this function has been used here. So 6. So it will be 3 plus 6 will give me 9, and this line will go back to this particular function, and it is came from here. So 9, which is 3 plus 9 will give you 12, and your right option would be 12. Isn't it? Isn't it too easy to solve? Is it? 12 is great. I know sometimes people do get unstable by watching these recursive question, but it is not. You just need to follow the flow and you are done. So without wasting time, let's hop towards the third question. So our third question states, a candidate was asked to analyze the code snippet in Infosys interview. What will be the output if X is 5 and Y is 3? Okay, so we have X is as 5 and we have Y as 3. Okay, noted. So integer result is equivalent to 0. And what I am checking here is if my while is X is greater than 0. Okay, I copied. Now and while now return, we need to return our result in that. Okay, we got till now. But what is this condition is checking? If I see, it is indirectly checking y mod 2 is equals to 1. Isn't it? So yes, this is an odd case we need to see. So simultaneously we solve. So for our convenience, I will write 5 here and I will write y value as 3. So for in the very first iteration, I can find is my y is greater than 0. Isn't it? So yes, my y is greater than 0 and my 3 mod 2 is equals to 1. My 3 mod 2 is equals to 1, which means my 3 is odd. Now I need to append the x value in my result. So my result will become 5. Copy. Okay, not a problem. After that, x equal to x minus 1. So it will be decremented to 1. Y equal to y plus 1. So it will be incremented to 1. So 4, 4, done. Now again I check my 4 is still greater than 0, isn't it? So we'll again go inside the body of while loop. My y mod 2 is equals to 1. Let me see. Is my 4 is even? No, it is not. It is even, but it is not odd. So it won't work at this particular if condition. And we again decrement our x, which is becomes 3 now. And we increment our y, which become 5 now. Again, I can see my 3 is greater than 0. We'll come into the while loop body. Now y mod 2 is equals to 1, which means odd case. Yes, 5 is an odd case. We need to append the result or add the result. We need to add x into our result. So we are at 3. So it becomes 8. Very simple. Whatever has been mentioned in the question, you need to follow the same thing. Now, decrementation has been done. Like 5, we are on the done. Now, decrementation would be 2 and incrementation would be 6. Now, we know if it is 6, it is of no use because we only need the odd values. So, it will become 1 and it will become 7 here. Isn't it? 7. Now, 7 is an odd number. Again, I need to append my x value into my result. So, it will become 9. Isn't it? Now, my x value will become 0 and my while loop will stop working here. So, I got my result. I got my result as 9 as an answer, which means it is a right option. Great. What I will recommend you is, if you got the question, please pause the screen, then start your solution. If you are able to find the right option, congratulations. If you are not able to find the right option, then please watch the solution and do let me know how many questions that you have solved. Okay. So during an Infosys online assessment, the following code was presented. Wow. What will be printed if initial value, which is n is 16, what will be printed? Okay. So find pattern, integer is n. Okay. N is less than or equal to 1. Okay. I got it. Now n mod 2 is equal to 0, which is, this is an even case. Else return find pattern 3 into plus 1. That the thing we need to do. So let's begin at the very first iteration. So in the very first iteration, I have f equals to 16 and we know that 16 is greater than 1. So my first if condition won't work. Now we'll see to the second condition. My 16 mod 2 is equals to 0. As we know, 16 is an even number. So again, a new function call will be called with the half of my n value. So right now my n value is 16. So 16 by 2 will give me 8. So new function has been called by f of 8. Fantastic. Now still, I know that my 8 is greater than 1. So my if condition won't work. My second condition will work because it's an even number. So if it is an even number, I just need to half a bit, okay, half that particular n. So currently we have 8. So 8 by 2 will give me 4. So 4 has been called out. Not a problem. Everything has been listed. Now, f of 4. Now, again, my 4 is way greater than 1, isn't it? So, my first condition won't work. I will again go to the even, and I know it's an even condition. So, it becomes f of 2. And still, 2 is even. It is still greater than 1. So, it will become f of 1. Now, my n value here becomes 1. And my question, my this condition will work at this particular time. And it will be return equivalent to 1. So, at this time, it will return 1. Okay. So my f1 value is 1. So it will be returned to here. So it will become 1. It will become 1. It will become 1. And it will come here and it will become 1. And a final answer would be B equivalent to 1. Isn't it? So let me check. Okay. Fourth question, and B is the right option of this particular question. So yes, pretty easy. But if you get confused in between, don't get demotivated. Start it again. Okay. Not a problem. So let's see what would be the answer of the fifth question. In an Infosys technical round, candidates were given this code. What's the output for A equivalent to 7? Okay, I got it. A equivalent to 7. So let me see. A equivalent to 7. Integer would be mystery sequence integer A. Integer count is given. Same like previous one. Why A not equals to 1, which means previously we are seeing that whether my whether my n is reached to 1 or not. Okay, same thing we are checking, is that an even case? If it is not, we are adding into it, and in the last I'm incrementing the count. Is that not same the question that we have just did, isn't it? So if it is, that's why I wrote it question as an homework. Do let me know in the comment section what would be the right option of it. And if any of you have solved this question right, I will be pin that comment or I will give a like so that everyone will get to know. Okay. Yes. Very easy question. Pause the screen. The following bit manipulation code appeared in an Infosys test. What is the output for n if it is 42? Okay, let's say my n value is 42 here and we need to find the answer of it. But before going to it, before before going to this particular question, I will tell you about a great platform which is providing referral in just 15 minutes or any guidance from any industry expert in just 24 hours. Well, let's see. On the screen, you can see this is a TopMate website where you can take a referral in just 15 minutes. You just need to click on 15 minutes. It will take few seconds to load, and you can see there are many experts listed who is currently referring people in their particular organization. So if you are looking to referral, this would be the best place. Let's say you are not able to find any expert who's working in the specific company in which you are looking referral. You just need to click on the comment button which is coming in the left bottom. You just need to fill up your all details as well as the message for referral. Anyone or any expert who's currently referring people will be referring you in less than 24 hours. Isn't it interesting? Please use Aditya20 coupon code so that you will get straight 20% discount on any of the referral thing if it is paid, and many times it is totally free. But if you wonder how you can write a proper referral message so that you will be end up having the high responses from the expert. So let's see. So this is my TopMate account, and you can see I have listed ATS friendly resume plus template plus resources, which has everything: a message, a template, and a resources link where you can find all the resources which I'm using on Prime Coding. And I will be adding this particular coding sheet or this particular pseudo code sheet in my TopMate account itself so that you can claim it for free. Okay, so link would be in the description. Take your referral right away. So n equivalent to 42. I got it. So integer count bit would be integer of n. So integer count would be equivalent to 0. I know my n is greater than 0. I know my n is greater than 0. So what I do, I just need to add my n mod 2. So I know if my n is even, it will give me 0 remainder, and I know if my n is odd, it will give me 1 as remainder. This is the cozy rule that we know. So I can see here is 42 comes under the even condition. So I know if I do mod, it will become 0 and my account will remain as it is. But here is the catch. I need to half my current n. So if I half it, I will be having 21, isn't it? Now, 21 came and we know that 21 is still greater than 0, which means we need to have the mod of it. So 21 mod 2 will definitely give me 1. Okay, definitely give me 1 as a remainder. And if it is 1, I need to add it in my count. So my count so far become 1. Fantastic. Now I need to half my current 10. My current 10 is 21. So if you do half, you will be end up having uh, 10 or 10.5. Okay, but we are taking floor value, so it will become 10. Fantastic. Now it is even. Now it is even and it is greater than 0. Then I know it will give me 0 as a remainder. So it is of no use. Fantastic. So again, I need to half a bit. So it will become 5. Now 5 is just an odd number. So it will become 2. Great. So if it is 2, then I just need to mod it by 2, and it will give me, now it will give me what? It will give me 1 as a remainder. We all know. So we have just incremented in my count. Now I need to uh, go back. I need to go back. So 5, I need to half my current n. So 5 divided by 2 will give me 2.5, and we need to take floor value. So it will become 2. So 2 mod 2 is 0. So nothing will come. Now my n value is become 2. Now again, I will half it. I will definitely half my 2. It will become 1. And we know that 1 is an odd number. So if it is an odd number, it will give me 1. So my 1 becomes 3. So my answer would be 3. Isn't it so interesting and easy? Just a simulation based question that you need to simulate every time. Fantastic. So let's start our 7th question. An Infosys interviewer asked about this pattern generating code. What's printed for n equivalent to 4. Let's say your n is equivalent to 4. What happens is your I will go from, like say your I is 1, your j will become 1, and it will go to I. So I is 1, so only one iteration will be done, and 1 star has been printed. Copy. Now my I value will become 2. Okay, as you are preceding the traversal. So my j will go from 1 to 2. So I will be end up printing 2 stars at a point. Great. Now my I becomes 3. My j will go to 1, 2, 3. So it will end up printing 3 stars. Fantastic. Now my I becomes 4, which is the last iteration. So it will go till 4th iteration. Okay. So great. So what I will having is 4 stars in the 4 end. Isn't it a most famous pattern based question? Yes. But how many, like what is the option? What is the option? I can see option is written in the star orbit. So I need to find the how many stars are there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 stars. So the respective answer of this would be C, which is this one. Okay. So fantastic. C is 10 stars in a triangle. Great. So this array, now let's begin with the 8th question. Okay. This array manipulation code is a part of Infosys assessment. What's the result for array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? An array has been given, we need to find the result. So integer sum is 0. So for I is equal to 0 to the length of array of 1, which means we are gonna traverse throughout the array. Now my I mod 2 equal to 0, which means this is showing me the even case. Okay. Whatever even indices we have, we need to find the sum of it. So we know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what would be the even indices? Even indices would be this, would be this, would be this. So we have 1, 3, 5. So what would be the result? It would be 5 plus 3 would be 8, and 8 plus 1 would be 9. So straight away, I will be marking 9 as a right option. Please give you yourself +1 and do let me know how many marks that you have scored. So during an Infosys coding test, this function was given. What is returned to the star Infosys? So for the convenience, I will write Infosys here itself. Fantastic. Now I will see vowels. Okay, vowels for each char, which means I am traversing over my string, and I will traverse on every character. So if my character in A, E, I, O, U, I need to increment my vowel. So how many vowels we have in this Infosys? So I is vowel, N is not a vowel, F is not a vowel, O is vowel, S is not a vowel, Y is not a vowel, S is not a vowel. So how many vowels we have? 1 and 2. So we have 2 vowels with us. So answer would be straight away 2. Isn't it? Because they told us to return our vowels, number of vowels, and we did the same. Now, candidate feed this logical operation code in Infosys exam. What is the output of A equals to 15 and B equals to 12? Let's see. We have A equivalent to 15 and we have B equivalent to 12 as a question stated to us. Now we have compute logic. Integer A, integer B. Return A and B plus A or B. Okay. So as we are dealing with a logical operation, we need to convert our A and B in respective binary formation. So our A is 15. So my 15 becomes I guess this. Okay. 4, 1. Yeah, it is 4 1. And my 12, we all know that it would be 1 1 0 0. My question state, I need to find and first of all. So for and, we know that 1 1 becomes 1 and everything would be 0. And it or we know that 1 0 will become 1 and 0 0 will become 0. So let's have an and thing. So it will be 1 1 1 1. We have 1 1 0 0. So what would happen? So it will be answer would be 0 0 and it would be 1 1. So indirectly it gave me 12 the same. Let me have an OR solution. For OR we have 1 1 1, we have 1 1 0 0. For OR we know that it would 1 1 and for 1 1 it would be 1 1. So nothing will happen. It will give me 15 and it is asking us the addition of both and OR resultants. So it will be 15 plus 12. It will give me a 7 which is 27 and I can see it is A option there itself. So I hope this question also looks very easy for you. Without wasting further time, let's hop towards 11th question of this particular sheet. Now I will tell you is if you are able to crack your like system engineer role of Infosys, you will be end up cracking your OA, but your interview are still left. For cracking interview, I will recommend you is primecoding.in, which is our website, and we have 98% of success rate because we'll test your all subjective knowledge, questions on your resume, questions on HRs, questions on everything which is required to qualify your Infosys System Engineer interview. The session would be more than 20, I would say more than 2 hours straight, more than 2 hours straight. Till you are not satisfied, we are not gonna leave our interview session. Everything has been resolved from A to Z. You just need to visit on primefree.in and see the magic. Okay, so let's solve this question. What will be the output of this assessment code 8x equals to 8? So let's say we have x equivalent to 8. So my x is less than 1 and return x. Okay, compute my sequence of x minus 1, compute my sequence of x minus 2. Okay, now what you guys will do, I hope most of you have stopped this video right away and started solving it. But no, the thing here is try to understand the pattern. Don't be robot. Okay. What is actually denoting? Have you ever saw this kind of situation before? I will tell you well. Think like a Fibonacci series. Have you heard about Fibonacci series? There we followed the same thing. Same thing. So why I need to dry run all the cases? Isn't it? I will just write the Fibonacci series and I will return the eighth term. Okay, so Fibonacci series is what? 0, then we have 1, then we have 0 plus 1 would be 1, then we have 1 plus 1 would be 2, then we have 1 plus 2 would be 3, then we have 3 plus 2 would be 5, then we have 5 plus 3 would be 8, and then we have 40, then we have like 5 plus 5 would be 10, and we left out with 3, so it becomes 13, and 12 plus 8 would be 10 and we end up having 21. Okay, and so on and so on. What would be the eighth point? So 8 point would be 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So I can find out is my 21 is lying on the eighth point and straight away I will mark as 21. If you dry run every single part, you will be losing up a lot of time, which you don't need to do. Okay. Now the pattern matching code appeared in Infosys test where your n is equivalent to 3. Fantastic. Your n is equivalent to 3. And what you need to do? You need to return the result that I can see. So I is equivalent to 1. What happened? Your j will go from 1 to 1. So nothing will happen. So you just need to append your result in your or add I into your result, which I got from the question. Okay, great. So my res is 0, my I is 1, so it will become 1 in the very first time. Now my I value will become 1 and it will go till 2. My I value is currently 2 and I need to, and my J loop will go from 1 to 2, which means 2 times. So 2 plus 2 will give me 4 and I need to add it here, so it will become 5. Okay, now my I value will become 3 and my J value will go to 3. So I know 3 plus 3 plus 3 will give me 9 because this will what it will actually do it is keep on adding the same I that many times. So I calculated my I. So my I value will be 9 and in the last I will add it as 5 plus 9. So 5 plus 9 would be 5 plus 5 is 10, then it would be 14 and I can see 14 is the option of the particular question. Okay, so 12th, 14th is the right option. Great. So I hope you are able to understand how to solve this kind of question easily in taking less time. isn't it? So let's solve this question. An Infosys interview present this recursive code. What is the output of n equivalent to 5? Let's say your n is equivalent to 5 and your 5 is less than equivalent to 0. No. So what will happen? It will call a recursive function. So 5, current value is 5, 5 plus n minus 2. What is your n minus 2? So n minus 2 would be 3, isn't it? So n value n minus 2 would be 3. So again, a recursive call would be done. Your 3 is not less than that. So again, what happened is 3 plus f of 3 minus 2 would be 1. Now again, f would be called. So it is 1 now. So again, my 1 is still greater than 0. So my this condition won't work. So what I need to do here, it is 1 plus f of minus 1. Okay, minus 1, yes, minus 2 would be minus 1. And if you call here f of minus 1, it will be passing the very first base case and it will return 0. Okay, so it will return 0 to here. Now what happened is 1 plus 0 would be 1 and 1 would be returning on the function call. So 1 is this, so 1 is using here, so it would be 3 plus 1 would be 4 and my 4 would be returned back to here. So my 5 plus 4 will give me 9 and I will straight away mark a value as 9. So I can check my 13th question is equivalent to A, which is this is the right option. Great, great. So now let's begin our 14th question. Okay, so the bit manipulation question appeared in an Infosys test. What's returned for S equivalent to 36? Are we able to understand? What would be the answer if my X value is equivalent to 36? Okay, let's see the pseudo code. So integer is position equal to 1. Now while my X is greater than 0, if my X mod 2 is equals to 1, which I got, this is an odd case testing, which I got. Now position will be position plus 1 and we are halving our current X at every iteration. Great. So I know that my X is 36, then definitely my if condition won't work. I need to increment my position. So my position will become 2 and I need to halve my current X. So my current half would be 2 times 1 is 1, then we have carry, then we have 18. So 18 is still even and this is not matching my if condition. I just need to increment my position again and I just need to halve my current X. So current X is 18, so it will become 9. Great. So now my 9, this time my 9 is even. My 9 is even and my 9 is greater than 0, then definitely I just need to return my X. So I will return my X. So my X value is 3. So straight away I will mark 14 value as 3. I hope you are getting the concept underlying behind every pseudocode, isn't it? So during an Infosys coding now, this array processing code was given. What's the output for array this? So we have array 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Fantastic. What would be the thing? If array of I mod 4 is equal to 0. Okay, it is not the even case, not even the odd cases. So we need to find the mod of each and every element present in the array. Great. Every time I just need to increment my result by plus 1. If you are not able to see, let me make it visible. Great. So I got it. Every time I just need to increment my result if it satisfied my if condition. So what happen if I do mod? So 2 mod 4 will give me 2. So again, it is not equal to 0, so it won't work. We have 4 mod 4, which is equal to 0, 100%. So my result will become 1. Now we have 6 mod 4, which is equivalent to 2. Then definitely it won't work. My 8 mod 4 will give me 2 because 4 times 2 is 8. So it becomes 0. We have 10 mod 4. It will give me 2 as a remainder. So it won't work. So it would be 2, isn't it? Because this condition also passed. So the answer would be 15th of A equivalent to 2. Okay. So now we have multiple, like you can see the 16th question is also here as well as we have multiple things. Or if I teach you everything, so this video will go till 1 hour or 2 hours, isn't it? So what I will tell you is you just need to go on my top mid profile. The link would be in the description so that you can access this particular pseudocode sheet. I will be creating Infosys pseudocode sheet, and it would be totally free for all of my prime coder family. Totally free. Okay, nothing would be charged. It would be 0. You just need to claim it and enjoy your pseudocode life, isn't it? So yes, everything has been taught. If you're watching till now, do consider subscribing it because this channel can take your career anywhere, isn't it? You will get your hiring updates, you will get the company updates, you will get the coding sheets, you will get the coding pseudocodes, and you name it, you will find all technical content on the Prime Coding. So what is the point of not subscribing it? If you're watching till now, do support me by subscribing the channel, like this video, and share with that friend who is not studying right away. Okay, so we'll meet you with a new video soon.